Okay, so we're gonna start today with another chant, or with the same chant that we did last week, right? And then we're gonna do another kind of cool breathing technique. And then we'll get back into our balancing, right? We want to practice as much balancing as we can, keep up with the poses as much as you can, and just have some fun with it, right? Because that's kind of the idea is there's no wrong or right. It's just connecting to your own body, breathing and moving in a way that feels comfortable for you, not an aerobic exercise, right? So wherever you are seated, make yourself comfortable. Can be wherever, right? But we want to make sure that we're comfortable. And the major thing that we want to make sure here while we chant and when we breathe is that the back is flat. So if you're somewhere where you're slouched in or slouched down or sitting kind of maybe reclined, probably not the best position for this beginning part. That save that for Shavasana when we relax. But the spine is going to stay nice and straight here, and we're going to take a hand onto the belly. Just to cleanse the airways, let's do maybe 2 or 3 of the Bhastrika breath, which is this is what I'm told is Wim Hof. It's like a very forceful exhalation. It means that someone can hear it, right? They're hearing you breathe. And then let your shoulders settle. Maybe give your shoulders a little wiggle or a little roll up and back down. We're going to start here before we chant with the head. So we're going to move our right ear over towards our right shoulder. And I realize my head is kind of like cut off there. Hold on. Move you back a little bit. That did not make any difference, but okay. Okay, so we're taking our head to the right. Drop your chin towards your chest and roll your head to the left. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, just working out any tension that we might have in our head or our neck. Letting our head hang and roll and breathe. Now, the cool thing about this is if you notice any tension that you're holding on to from like last night or sleeping or whatever, right? You can kind of pause and ease your breath into that part of the body, right? So you do want to go nice and slow here. I know sometimes the natural inclination is to go really fast. I can do them really fast, look, right? But we want to go nice and slow. Breathe into those parts of you that feel tight and maybe even pause and take a hand to the neck and massage as you gently breathe into the head and to the neck. Now you can start to make that full circle. I think some of us already have, right? Coming all the way around and breathing into the whole of the head, the whole of the cervical spine. We're going to be here for a few more breaths, so enjoy it. Really take your time. Close your eyes. If anything hurts or if you have any like neck stuff going on, you might not want to do it as much, or maybe just drop the chin to the chest and breathe here. Or if that might cause tension, you could always just send your gaze slightly in front of you so that instead of being upright, you're slightly forward with the head. And then you could always just shake your head no. From here, Nod your head, yes. And just a few more breaths here. Coming to stillness, just as you feel ready to. There's no hurry to stop, but allow your body to come into stillness and just sit. We're going to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose here. And that hand that I told you to put on your belly when we first started, bring it back onto the belly and let it rest. We're going to start with our A sound. The ah will be our first chant. We'll do the O and we'll do the M today as well. So again, you're upright, spine is straight, tall, long. We're going to inhale one breath and then exhale the A tone. So you'll just begin on that next inhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling the breath and just beginning. Give your head a little shake. Maybe a little lean over, a little circle, something that feels nice to you. And then we're going to move into the O. Remember, the O is a oh. Your lips are very pursed, like a Cheerio kind of face. And we'll do it twice. And we'll begin after our next inhale. So take your time sitting upright, bringing the shoulders up and back, keeping the spine nice and tall. Breathing in and then just beginning. I'm going to be quiet. Breathing in. Let yourself sit for a moment. Normal breaths. You're not holding your breath or anything. It's just normal breath pattern. And then we'll do one more in breath and begin. Let's take our hand to our heart. And we're going to do the H. Remember, the M is more of a your lips come together, kind of like that bumblebee vibration, right? So same thing here. We'll sit for a moment. Just breathing normal breaths. And then on our next in-breath, we'll begin. So, and then we'll do our last one here for the H or the M. Taking your time, inhaling the breath, and on that next breath, just go ahead and begin. Such powerful energy in these vibrations. Really, I hope that y'all are feeling the like beautiful stillness and calmness that kind of takes over. That's just very, it's very relaxing, right? So now just let your body kind of sit and notice anything that you feel like needs to be worked out, right? Move your head around like to the side, to the other side, maybe shake your head, maybe move your shoulders, adjust your seated posture if something feels like it needs to move around or release. Pay attention to that, because that's what the vibrations really do, is they push shit out the way. So you're gonna kind of feel like, oh, I gotta like stretch something, right? Like maybe crack something or move something around. That's the point. We want to be like very in tune with our bodies and connecting inside, taking a moment to just move freely. Now we're gonna do a really cool kind of I don't even know that there's like a name for this, but it's like a tension release, right? And so we're gonna do it in a couple different parts of the body, and it's gonna be a very firm inhale with a hold, and then an exhale, almost like you're popping a balloon, right? So it's like out, right? So we're gonna first do it. We're first gonna do it with the eyebrows. We're gonna start with the eyebrows. We're gonna sit and we're gonna take our eyebrows up. And we're gonna inhale at the same time. So you're gonna lift your eyebrows up and inhale your breath through your nose. Hold the breath and exhale. Release and release your eyebrows. So we're gonna do each one like maybe twice or maybe 3 times, just to get this like tension release. This is a really good thing for spasticity, for tightness, for migraines, for anything that you might have a lot of tension for. You actually want to build tension in the body purposely and then let it go, because then you're teaching your body how to do that. You're teaching your body that when it gets tense, it's okay. It can release. And through these exercises, they can be very helpful to like just let go of stuff and literally and figuratively, right? Yoga is very much a practice about letting go of things, beliefs, thoughts, ideas that no longer serve you, but also letting go physically by a firm exhale, right? So let's do the eyebrows again. Let's sit comfortably. You're just gonna raise your eyebrows like you're going, you know, like, oh, look at that. Like your eyebrows are coming up, making all these creases on your forehead. And then as you exhale, you're just gonna relax them to normal, right? So inhale, hold the breath, gather all the inhale that you can gather, and then release. And then do it again. Inhale. Inhale more. And release. Now we're going to combine the eyebrows and the face. So you're going to make kind of a funky face, like you're going to be like squeezing your face in and doing something with your eyebrows that may be like furrowing them down and in, like you're angry, but you're at the same time, you're going to be inhaling that breath. So it's going to be kind of like, right? You're going to really, can you guys see me? I feel like I need to come closer. You need to really like, anything that you can scrunch up on your face, you're going to tighten up on your face as you're inhaling. And then release. And play with that a few times, right? I know it's kind of weird, like to make these funny faces, but it can be very releasing and very like a nice feeling, right? So we're going to work our way down and we're going to come into the hands. And this one's probably my favorite one because it really helps release a lot of tension, a lot of anger, a lot of things that maybe we have after we have a stroke, like just being mad and people telling you not to be mad. Well, maybe you want to be mad, right? Be mad, but do it in a way that's not going to hurt anyone or hurt yourself. So we're going to take our fists, take your arms down to your side body. Give your arms like a little wiggle, a little shake, move your shoulders around. And so now we're going to combine all of them. We're going to do we're going to tighten our fists, tight, tight, tight. One or both, whatever you can do. Tighten your face, tighten your eyebrows, and inhale as much inhale as you can, and then release and open the hand. Maybe the hand doesn't even open, but it's going to go from tight, tight, tight to just slightly released, right? Slight release. And if the hands are not doing it, then stick to the upper body and just tighten through. You know, you can tighten through the chest, the shoulders, the face, the forehead, and then release. But if you can involve the hands, it's really nice. And yeah, Rhonda, you can take your hands here to your like chest area and like tight, 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 tight. So you're going to be like, and then relax, right? Or you can have your hands down by your sides. Same thing, tight, tight, tighten. Tighten, tighten, inhale more. And then release, relax. So either way is fine. You can also do it with like the arms out here. Tighten, 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 tighten. Inhale. And then release. Right? These are really nice exercises to, in a very healthy way, release emotion, get rid of emotion in a way that's not just, you know, like ignoring it. Like people will say, oh, don't be mad. Well, you can't not be mad. You're going to be mad. So give that emotion a place to go that's healthy. It's not going to hurt anyone. And these are actually going to help your body learn how to cope with tough emotions and heavy things that happen to you. So now that we're all like released and relaxed, a little bit more maybe than when we came in here, let's scooch up to the front of our chairs. Come on to the edge of your chair and take your hands forward towards your knees. We're going to sit here, hands on the knees, and we're going to cat-cow. So you're going to first start to open the collarbone, lift the head. Press your chest forward. We put the hands on the knees here so that you can feel like your chest and your heart are coming through the window, so to speak, of the arms and the hands, right? So you have something to like press against and like breathe into. Slowly exhale your breath as you release your head down and bring your chin in towards your chest. Your hands, if they want to, they can stretch down towards the floor or down towards your shins as your head drops in closer to your lap or to your thighs. And then you're going to do that all over again. So you're going to come forward through the window of the shoulders. Breathe in. Take the chin up away from the chest if that feels nice to stretch the front body. And then exhale your breath and bring it down and in. We'll do this for like maybe 2 more rounds. Inhaling, coming forward. Head up, chest forward. Exhale, round in. And then again, forward, lift. And exhale, round in and down. Now we're going to kind of let our bodies hang out here. So your head, your chin is going to be towards your chest. Your head is going to be forehead towards the thighs. Take your hands or your arms from the front part of your knees to the side body. Let your head start to droop down. Just sit here for a few breaths. Now you're going to do a really kind of cool scoop forward using your feet, tucking your chin towards your chest. So it's kind of like you're coming back to come forward, scooping up, taking the arms out and taking the arms up, reaching up, maybe grabbing onto a wrist or holding onto a thumb and stretching up as you look up. Breathe in, draw your inner thighs together. So sometimes the legs want to do this as we come up, right? Not a horrible thing, but we do want to draw the knees in. That just gives us more support from our root, right? And our core stays more active. Now exhale and do the reverse. Exhale, come down to the side body. And let your head bow forward again. Just let yourself sit here because kind of with every exhale, you get a little deeper, you release something, right? So notice that here. We're going to scoop up again in a minute, but take your time here, just kind of maybe shaking the head here. And then remember, it's like you're pulling in to come out. It's almost like a wave, right? You're like exhaling, inhaling, scooping up, taking the arms with you out and up, reaching up here, lifting up, look up. Arch back if that feels nice on the back. And slowly release here. We're going to come into a cactus arm, wide like a W, out to the sides, and hold, and hinge forward. So you're going to move your body. I'm going to turn this way for a second. You're going to move your body from neutral to about here, right? Like you're hinging forward. Here. Pausing, breathing, taking the hands onto the knees, and then folding down. So I'm going to show this a few different kind of ways because you can come from here, hands on the knees, and just curl in. And kind of draw your elbows. You don't want your elbows to be way out here. You want your elbows to be kind of drawn in and curling down. Or you can fold all the way down, let your hands drop down to the floor, let the head drop down. But it doesn't matter where you go, right? Because we're gonna do this like 4 times. So you can stay right at the knees. You can do one arm or both. I'm gonna come down here. And so then we're gonna come up and we're gonna press down into the feet and we're gonna press up with the arms and come on back up. Drawing the palms together, hands together, reach up, look up, and exhale, cactus arms wide. It's like a really heavy breath as your shoulder blades come together behind you. This is also goddess pose, so it's a very nice expansive pose. You could open the mouth, be really wide here, and then hinge forward. Pause in your halfway lift. Drop the hands to the knees and fold. Letting that breath fully exhale as you go down. It's like a now press into the feet, gently look forward and send your arms out towards the side walls. Come on up, reach up, look up, draw your knees together, stretch. Nice job, guys. And exhale, wide cactus. Come forward into the hinge. Halfway lift. Your core is really nice and engaged here. It's not a nothing pose. It's like a very strong spine pose, core pose. So rest here a moment. You maybe even close your eyes and breathe. Send your hands to your knees and fold. And pressing into the feet here, send your arms wide. Come on up, reach up, look up. Draw the inner thighs, knees towards each other. Slight baby back bend if that feels nice. And exhale wide, cactus. Hinge forward. Bring your hands to your knees and fold. Pressing down into the feet, inhale the arms up, reach up. So we are last one. Exhale wide, cactus. Hinge forward. Hands to the knees and fold. Now, wherever you are in your fold, instead of just coming up here, we're gonna take it really nice and slowly and kind of keep the chin and the shoulders exactly where they are, but start to peel. It's almost like you're gonna peel off a sticker, right? So you're gonna peel your torso away from your thighs. Ever so slowly, leaving your shoulders hunched and your chin tucked. making the spine tall and long as you come up and coming back to an easy seated position here. Now we're all like awake. That's a really nice sun salutations flow in a chair to practice, just to get your energy going, get things moving. It's very safe to do for the back or for anything that might hurt, right? So it's one of my favorite kind of chair yoga practices, right? So now we're going to get into some balancing stuff, right? And today is going to be some eagle poses, or like I talked last week about starting tree and doing a crossover. So we were practicing like just balancing on one foot, whether you're seated here and you're pressing weight into the front foot, taking the back foot back to get a bit of balance there. Or if you were standing, we were doing some kind of like flamingo poses, right? With bringing the knee up and down, balancing, taking like each leg to balance either to the toes, down to the heel. We were doing that. But so today is eagle pose. So we're going to come forward on our chairs and we're going to cross our ankles. So we're going to sit just kind of with a crossed ankle, or this is where I'm going to start to give you lots of options, right? Because you can come here. Eagle pose in its fullest form is here, hooked behind the calf, right? That is a very hard place to access. So we build the pose by coming here, ankles crossed. You're at the edge of your chair and you're going to choose which foot you're going to start on the balancing foot with. So right now I'm going to cross my right over my left. My left is going to be my balancing foot. My right is just going to kind of hang out there. You're at the edge of your chair and you're going to bring your palms together, elbows to about shoulder height, and breathe here. This is the eagle, right? It's like a, I'm not sure why it's really called an eagle, but this is the eagle, right? You can also come here, like I said, crossover. You can come here, elbows are still at shoulder height, and then you can start to go back. So you're going to be here right at shoulder height, and then you're going to go like this, back, and then forward and round down, and up and back, and then forward and round down. That is the eagle pose. And if you notice, like, as you start to come up and back, what happens is this leg really is forced to balance, right? Because where's your weight going to go? As you start to come back, it has to go into the foot. So it's like you're forcing weight there. You're telling your body what you want it to do, which I just think is really cool because we can like give our bodies all these cues, right? Nice. Nice job. Nice. So now let's switch the feet out. Let's take the feet down. Give your feet a little tap. Maybe a little tap to the thighs, to the hips, wherever you were feeling that. Let your legs be loose. Let your sitting bones ground you again. And then do the other side. Cross at the knee, cross at the ankle. The right foot or the opposite foot is your grounded foot. So the foot that comes over is just kind of hanging out. This is the one that's grounding you, right? This is where your weight is here. You can come behind if that's accessible to you. You can also come down and like if you're trying to get behind the leg, you can kind of like coax this guy back and forward and back and forward, just to kind of open up, because what that is that's the hip joint that's very tight. Like if you're here and you feel like, well, how in the hell am I supposed to get my leg back there? It's because this hip is tight, right? All of this is tight. And so you want to like grease the gears, as I say, like move it around. You could come behind or at the ankle or just at the knee, and then take your palms together, take your elbows to your shoulders. The tendency here is going to be to come wide as you go up, and we want to keep the elbows nice and narrow, nice and closed in. So just come right to about a 90-degree angle with the elbows, palms together, and hold. You're just going to hold in the pose, right? Close the eyes maybe. Breathe your breath deep. And then you can start to lift up and go back, forcing more of that balance into this grounded leg. And then round forward, because this just feels really nice on the back to come forward here. And then you can do that again if you did it on the other side, or you want to try it on this side. Hi. What's up? What's up? You good girl? And just play with it a little bit. There. Hi, babushki. And then let's come down and let's take the legs out. Give your legs a little bit of a shake around. Same thing you did on the in-between sides on the other side, or something different. And we're going to come into a nice seated child's pose before we come up to standing. We've got a little more time to do. Yeah, we have a little more time to do a couple of these balancing poses standing, or at least try to do it if you want to do it. But we're going to take a little rest break kind of in between here. So find your sitting bones. Find your center. Make sure you're seated upright, and draw your forearms towards your chest like you're angry, like you're, like you're mad, right? This is a very like signature body language. I'm not happy kind of pose, right? And so we're going to kind of make it a bit fun here just by scooching into our side body. Nice and slowly, side to side. And then coming to center, you're going to lift up and down and up and down. Inhaling as you go up. Exhaling as you go down. Up and down. Now we're going to use the upward motion to come forward here and come to rest on our thighs. Somewhere, anywhere. And let the head just be at neutral. You guys do. Like I said, this is a really nice pose to come into just when you need some rest. Breathe your breath as deep as you can get it into the side ribs, the pelvis, the hips, all that side body area. And then since we practiced scooping so much today, we're going to scoop ourselves forward and come on off the thighs back into the chest with the arms. Just rest here, seated. Maybe close your eyes, find the breath. And then release your arms. Just let them go, right? Let them go wherever they're going to go. And we're going to come to standing. So you can use this moment to kind of like slide up and back down, up and down. Like this is a good opportunity to practice that sit to stand that we've been doing, kind of up and down. Nice. Up. Slowly. And then we're going to come behind our chairs. So I'm going to turn my chair around to the side so that I can be visible here. But you're going to want to have something to hold on to because like I said, we're just going to kind of play a little bit with balance. So it would be nice to have something to rest your hand on here, right? So a couple different ways that we're going to do this. We are going to start by picking a foot, whichever foot you feel most comfortable on. You're going to press into that foot and you're going to cross the other foot in front of it. Then you're just going to stand, right? You're going to see maybe, can I come off the chair with my hand? And just stand. Close the eyes if you really want to challenge your balance. Maybe that means the hand comes back and the eyes close. Now you can stay here, right? You can stay here. This is a really nice balancing pose. You can kind of check in on where you're carrying weight. Not much of your weight should be in this guy here. Should mostly be in this one and in this hip, kind of holding you up here, right? You can come here to the knee. You can come around the foot, around the leg, to the back of the foot, or to the back of the calf, rather. Kind of like twisted in so that the top of the foot is touching the back of the calf. Or like I said, you could stay here. But the idea is that you're getting yourself into possibly a figure four standing here. And then you're going to play a little bit with lowering down and up. And try as many of the versions as you want, right? Come down and up. This guy is a really nice stretch for the hip if you're here and you start to sit down and up. And then we're going to switch our legs out and do the other side. So switch to whatever leg you didn't do and just play a little bit with practicing it. You can do this in the chair as well, kind of seated on the edge of the chair. Or you can come up and see kind of where you're at with a crossover here, standing, letting go, holding, maybe coming behind the calf, maybe coming to the knee, maybe just staying here. Maybe you sit down and hover. You can also be like here. This side is much easier for me to cross all the way back and then sit down and up. But again, this is the posture here, crossed over, breathing. I can't let go of the chair on this side. Well, maybe. But play with it a little bit, right? Challenge yourself. Close the eyes. Take a finger off. And then take the leg out. Set it down. And give both of your knees a little bit of a cha-cha, a shake. Wiggle your tail. Move your hips around. Now we've got a little more time here, so we're going to do that particular pose with both legs. And that pose really is the chair pose, right? So you're going to be, well, I'm going to turn like this. You're going to be balancing on both feet, but sitting back and down and balancing on both feet. You're just going to keep your hands on your knees for now. So you're going to be like here, down, and then up, and then down. It's like a squat, really, but the legs are closer in together. So we're not like here squatting. We're here. And it's less of a squat and more of a like, you're going back, back, and then down. You're not just going, say, down. You're going back, and down. And it's almost like we're in that halfway lift position. So you're like flat back, hands on knees, forward with the chest, squatting down, and then up. And squatting down. These are the same muscle groups that we were isolating. We were doing them on, on one leg, down and up. Now we're doing them on both legs, down. And you can kind of hold it, hang out here. Chair pose is a really good pose to burn some heat. And then come on up. Let yourself be really wide here. Wide with the arms, wide with the collarbone. And take yourself like side to side. Maybe even like reach out to the sides and up a little bit if that feels nice. And then let yourself slow down. And we're going to come back to seated wherever you want to be. I'm going to come closer a bit. So you can now make yourself super comfortable if you want to lay down, if you want to recline back, if you want to, basically whatever you want to do, right? You can be comfortable. And we're going to chant again. Om this time. One word, one chant, not the isolated syllables. So it's going to be like, you're bringing the lips together at the end to make that M sound and continuing to hold that as long as you have an exhale, right? We're going to do that 3 times. So you're comfortably seated. Let's maybe take a hand to the heart while we do this. Find that loud, audible breath. Move your head around if that feels nice. Fast or slow here, doesn't matter. And then come into stillness, and we'll take 1 in breath and begin the Om. Once we get to the end of that M sound, we'll take another in breath and do another one. And then get to the end, take another breath and begin. So it's like you're just breathing in between and going right into the next chant. Let yourself sit, breathing normally. And then on this next in breath, begin your chant. Now release both of your hands onto your lap. You had to give me kisses right when I started chanting, didn't you? Yeah, you had to. So nice few moments here to just sit with the eyes closed. Breathing your breath in through your nose, out through your nose. Maybe taking those eyebrows up and relaxing them down. Maybe clenching your jaw tight and relaxing it open. Maybe bringing the shoulders up for a tight shrug and then relaxing them down. It seems as though the theme of today's class is just like letting go, easing tension out of the body and letting go. So let go of something. You can do any of those things again and again and again if you feel like you have more tension that you need to release as you sit here. Or you can simply just sit here with me and close the eyes and close the mouth and breathe. And ever so slowly bringing your hands into your heart, palms pressed together. Maybe bringing a small smile to the corners of your lips. We'll seal in our practice here with a nice big breath in, an audible ha breath out. I thank you for sharing this practice with me. The divine light that resides within me honors that divine light within you. Namaste.
Namaste.